all very much for coming out to this great inaugural event of kicking off the Yes on Eastvale Cityhood campaign. And it's my pleasure, my honor to introduce our county supervisor, the godfather of Eastvale, the guy that basically got us to where we are here today. Your streets, your parks, your schools, the houses, the parkways, everything is coming out of this county at the direction of our county supervisor, John Cavalloni. Yes. And we owe this guy a debt of gratitude, and it's by his efforts that we're here today. So it's my pleasure, my honor to introduce the supervisor of the 2nd District of the County of Riverside, John Cavalloni.
Thank you, Dickie Simmons. Let's hear it for Dickie Simmons and all the organizers of the Yes campaign. Like I have to tell, before I forget, I want to introduce my wife, Jan. 42 years, almost 42 years. I just want to say to everybody how excited I am that you are finally here tonight and where you are in the process of cityhood. As Dickie mentioned, started working together with a lot of you, I think back in 1999, started with a small meeting at Jane and Mike Anderson's house in their driveway. And at that point, that's when all of us came together, and as the community began to grow, more community meetings through the Eastvale Community Committee came about, and you have just done a tremendous job to get where you are today. So you, all of you, each and every one of you, owe yourself a big round of applause for getting to where you are. But you don't have to do that right yet. As Dickie mentioned, I had the great pleasure and honor, actually, and ability to sit down and make this help, it wasn't me, but help make this city where it is today, about 1996, when we knew the economy was going to start turning around, and all of this, virtually all of this community was Dairylands. I brought in, we knew that this was going to turn around and start to develop, and I brought in all the departments, all the agencies, the school district, the parks district, the community service district, all the planning agencies and engineers that were doing things out here, including some of the major developers, and I said, look everyone, we have to make sure that this community doesn't make the mistakes that some of the younger communities made in years or decades past, and do it right. And boy, they have sure done this right. They have built it out to be a beautiful community with absolutely state-of-the-art beautiful schools and parks. And I'm just so thankful that you had the parks, the community service district and the school district and the community members, all of you, to take the leadership and do what you can and develop what you have today. So now you can all give yourselves a big round of applause. You know, it's not easy becoming a city, especially in today's economy, but there was no better time to become a city, in my view, and many of the other individuals' view, because you can't do it very often. It takes a lot of work to get to the point where you are today. And thankfully you're on the ballot for June 8th, and I wholeheartedly support your effort to become a city. And once you do become a city, my office in the county, you're going to be right behind you, supporting you, ensuring that you become the positive, continue to grow in a positive way as you have over the last decade.
We have local control over the destiny of this community. There's been some projects that come down the pike where the developers have wanted to change out the zoning for single-family houses and make apartments. And a lot of us don't feel that's appropriate. at this time to change the zoning or the community plan that's in place for Eastvale. Our schools, our parks, our roads are all set for a certain amount of density, and if you start messing up with that piece of planning, that it makes it very difficult to have a proper setting of our parks like they are today. All of our parks are able to sustain the amount of growth that we have in Eastvale. We are for maintaining that master plan. There's also some issues with development and the trucks coming into our community, the safety issue. Everything's going to be maintained at the standards that we have today. There's a lot of talk that, you know, taxes will be raised. They will not be raised. Our EIC committee did a great job in putting together the financial analysis of the city, and LAPCO, a regulatory agency here in the county, and the Board of Supervisors both approved cityhood as being viable at this time, and that the decision would come to you, the residents of Eastvale. So.